Hello, Internet. Take two. Sometimes it takes me 1 or 2 or 3 takes to say what I want to say without making some mistake. Sometimes I get through the video and I think it's okay, and then I watch it before I post it, and I realize I said something, I misspoke. And that's what I did just a few minutes ago. So I'm starting all over again. You can see that I'm not in a familiar surrounding. I am actually road tripping and camping right now. On the 4th day of this, and plan to be out for several more days. This is kind of my celebration tour after recovering from my most recent treatment. Look at my fingers, they're healed up. I've still got some skin issues, face, neck, chest, actually all over. My skin is very dry and still kind of pimply and rashy in spots, but it's healing up, and at least there's nothing debilitating that I'm having to deal with as I was from basically all of April and all of the month of May. It wasn't until right after Memorial Day that I started to experience even the slightest improvement in my fingers. But the last 2 weeks or so, there's been very rapid improvement, and that's why I decided that I will make hay while the sun shines and try to enjoy enjoy the summer weather while I have an opportunity. I did see my oncology team last week and had the last set of CT scans and lab work. Everything looked good. You know, I've had quite a few CTs and an MR, or quite a few scans, I should say, in the last 2 or 3 months. I had an MRI and a CT that in the midst of my treatment that showed that things were looking good. So we did have that clue that the treatment was working, but this was the CT to kind of put the final touches on this last treatment round that started on February the 19th. And it does show that the 2 spots in my liver have continued to shrink. They're now on the order of about 1 centimeter by 1/2 centimeter, quite small. And then those midline soft tissue nodules in my abdomen are about the size of peas. There's 2 of them, and they're millimeters. So the point of the matter is that we've been successful with the treatment in spite of the horrible side effects that I went through, and we are on the other side of that, and that's why I'm having a little bit of a celebration road trip, camping trip, enjoying getting out and communing with nature. So I'm going to keep this video short because first of all, I'm going to have to upload this in the midst of nowhere, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get the right internet capacity to do that. But if you see it, that means I found a good enough cell tower somewhere that allowed me to have 5G and upload this. So there are some more interesting things around the corner that I will save for another video later. We're talking about some interventional radiology that could be upcoming in the semi-near future that would give me a little bit of an extended period of time before I would have to think about going on to chemo and immunotherapy and monoclonal targeted therapy, all that poisonous stuff getting injected into my body. So anyway, there are some other tools in the toolkit that we may be employing in the not so distant future to help me stay off of chemotherapy as long as possible. And I'll tell you about that in a future video. But I did want to check in because I know a lot of you follow along fairly closely, and you guys really appreciate getting the updates because you're praying for me. And again, I've said it 100 times how much I appreciate that. It does not go, it is not taken for granted in the slightest. So love to you all, and hope you're enjoying your month of June, and I'll get with you later. Bye-bye.